Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope y'all doing well. I'm doing pretty good. We got patch notes. I mean, patch notes. I ain't talking about the game, I'm talking about patch notes. 5.2 patch notes have dropped, and it is time for us to take a look and see what the hell is going on, right? I was a little concerned at first because I didn't see anything about the tanks. With the new angle of attack adjustments they were talking about to make tanks a little bit stronger so they could push in and PTFO, if you will. And but that has been corrected. Adam Freeman actually tweeted out, because I was searching for it and I found Azuri had already shot him a tweet, and sure enough he said that they are in there. It was just a matter of time that he did not include those. If you want any information regarding the tanks, Azuri has done a fantastic job. You should go check out that video if you're interested in all the details that are coming up in the changes in 5.2, which will be released tomorrow. Adam Freeman also let us know the size of the patch. If you're on PC, it's around 12 gigs. PS4, it's 6.7 gigs. Xbox One, 7.3 gigs. So just be prepared for that and be ready for the download, because yeah, it's gonna be big. The changes, there's a lot of major changes that are going on. Of course, there's the weapon changes, and that's what a lot of people are concerned about. I'm just gonna go over some of the things that I highlighted. I was talking to my buddy Lethal. He was looking at some stuff as well, so we're going to take a look at some of the things that he was interested in, and that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the patch notes. I'm going to put a timestamp on the screen so that you can see where I'm at, and if you want to jump to that spot and we can go over it, great. Also, to let you know, the detail they gave us for the weapons is not a lot. It gives us a generalization of what to expect. There's a few other changes that we're going to go over, like the AP mines have changed, but we'll get into all that. So without further ado, let's do this. So right off the bat, Adam Freeman says, "Hi folks, our next update to Battlefield 5 delivers even more fixes, changes, and improvements as our War in the Pacific continues, arriving on Wake Island later this month." We don't have a specific date on that, of course, so we're also pleased to confirm that community games will launch as part of the 5.2 update. It says it's gonna launch later this month, but actually right now we do have a partial date. They're still working on some things, making sure everything's gonna work out right, but he's also tweeted that community games is set to be released on December 9th. So cross your fingers, hope that comes out. Below we've detailed all the changes that we're making with this update. We performed a large rebalance across the majority of weapons, ensuring that there is now a better variety of options to help suit different playstyles of gameplay for each class. Alright, well, let's jump into it. I'm not going to go through and read every single line of this, but I'm going to tell you some of the things that kind of stood out to me, and some of the things that stood out to my friend Lethal. And then we are going to do another podcast coming up later this month after we've had a chance to actually play the game. Of course, we're going to sit and talk about it, what we like, what we don't like, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to kind of try and do that at least once a month, I think. Once a month, maybe once every month. We're just trying this out, see if it works. It was a lot of work to edit and put together, but it's also a lot of fun to share with you guys. So, what's changed? Weapons and gadgets and specializations. Oh, also, new coming to the game as well. 4 new weapons releasing across the remainder of Chapter 5. The bar is coming out, the Type 97 MG. The Type 2A, and then the M3 Grease Gun. I believe that's another SMG for the medic class. So that's what's coming. I'm sure that'll be out here soon, and we'll get to jump through a bunch of hoops to open those up. So yay! Alright, well here we go. Adjustments to hit, marker, kill, and headshot kill sounds. So I'm not really sure what they're doing there, but hey, you know, if it makes it more interesting, maybe it's going to be like a cha-ching! Every time you kill somebody, it's a cha-ching! That'd be pretty cool. Fix some issues with the Flamethrower. Yeah, they had a lot of little tweaks and changes here with the Flamethrower. Flamethrowers will no longer cause soldiers to get thrown around when they're killed by it. Flamethrower could deal direct hit damage to targets who were directly pressed against the other side of the wall. Oh, I bet that was... I got a kill. There was nobody even there. That's awesome. So yeah, they fixed quite a bit of things with the Flamethrower. Fliegerfaust! Increase Fliegerfaust's projectile lifespan to 3 seconds from 1.5 seconds, meaning that the projectile will now travel up to 600 meters instead of 300 meters. The Fliegerfaust now fires 2 salvos of rockets instead of 3, and the delay between bursts has been increased accordingly. So yeah, they're putting some definitely restraints on the Fliegerfaust. Also goes into it and says somewhat reduced how close to the plane a Fliegerfaust projectile needs to be in order to detonate. This means that players will have to correctly predict plane trajectories and be more accurate in order to deal consistent high damage to a plane. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, they're going to reduce the accuracy of hip firing. So, yeah, a couple of fixes and tweaks to the M1 Garand. They're adding the 2x scope. They're also making sure that the iconic ping sound when ejected can now be heard by players close to you. They've also added a bayonet to the M1 Garand spec tree, so yeah, all right, they're changing something up, so I'm curious what they're doing, so we'll see what happens there. Players are now able to build fortifications right after building another fortification that is blocked from spawning. You know, also I saw where they fixed the ability to, I was talking to somebody, I was doing one of our Battlefield 4 videos. I didn't even realize that in Battlefield 5, you were damaging the boat. So we had knifed the boat back in the water and then all of a sudden it was smoking. I didn't realize what had happened. I thought it was smoking the whole time. So they fixed that now. You're not going to have to worry about your boat getting damaged while knifing it back in the water. So improve the behavior of the sticky grenade and dynamite. Players should find that these objects stick in far more predictable manners, especially when throwing through windows and near walls. We are still aware of an issue where stick position does not always perfectly align between client and server, and the projectiles may be corrected by the server shortly after it's placed to ensure that the client is displaying in its proper position. Japanese soldiers now use kunai throwing knives instead of the regular ones used by other factions. The bayonet icon will no longer show after the user has been revived without having a bayonet equipped on their primary weapon. That's what that was. I was curious what the hell that was. Okay. Just the little details they're taking care of. I like it. Grenade throwbacks have now a bit more force, which allows the grenade to be thrown further away from yourself. So now we're getting into something that caught my eye and Lethal's eye, is the AP mines called S mines. I guess that's what they're changing the mines to, because they're going to have strings attached, I'm guessing it. So here's what it says. S mines now use 2-wire tripwire detonation setup instead of using the proximity detonation. When placed, 2 wires will connect to a nearby surface perpendicular to the player position when placed, left and right. This allows players to more effectively deny an area, as the wire can trigger the mine from further away than what the previous S mine would allow with proximity detonation. However, this also means S mines are a bit easier to see. Yeah, no shit. You got a big wire going across the room. I don't know, you put it in the right place, I'm sure people are going to figure out a good way to use those. Adjusted S-mine detonation damage, the bomb can now one-hit kill a full health soldier that stands directly in position of the mine. We feel comfortable making this decision as the tripwire makes S-mines far more visually obvious, you would think, and should prevent their abuse as hidden dangers and better fulfill their purpose of blocking routes. Sound. Further reduce friendly soldier movement sound compared to enemy soldiers. That's good. Improve the directional of footsteps and adjust their distance filtering to be more natural, like me trying to read that line. Further interactive adjustments to various elements in the mix to help expedite sound to come through in the mix during high intensity gameplay. They turned the volume up a little bit. That's good. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Fix an issue where indoor weapon sounds would not correctly differentiate between differently spaced, non-destructible environments. Now, especially in locations like the Iwo Jima tunnels and the underground, in Operation Underground, there will be an audible difference to weapons fire from players based on how open and reflective the space is. So they're adding some ambiance to tell you whereabouts players are, or how it's going to sound. Yeah, this should be cool. I'm down with that. Alright, well here we go. This is the meat and potatoes, I think. Balance changes. This is where we're going to talk about all the changes that they've done. Again, I don't think that it's very detailed, and we're not going to really know. This gives us some more insight, but I don't think we're going to really know. We're not going to really get a grasp of the changes until we're actually in the game using it against opponents. So, again, balance changes. With this update, we're continuing our work on weapon balances across the game, and we're focused on addressing damage values of weapons over range. Note, bolt-action carbines, sniper rifles, and anti-material rifles have not been adjusted as part of this update. These have been addressed earlier in the year across previous updates, and we'll continue to review these weapon classes along the next set of changes. Okay, here we go. SMGs. SMGs will primarily receive damage reduction at long range. Close range damage is only reduced on some very fast-firing SMGs. This strengthens their general role as close-range weapons. Some SMGs have seen revisions to their existing damage model in a way that allows them to favor long-range damage over close-range performance, giving medics more tools for ranged engagements. Close-range SMGs. Weapons such as the Sumi, the M1928 Thompson, the MP28, and the ZK383, when paired with its rate of fire boost specialization. So if you have the specialization tree and you've got it with the high rate of fire, this is what they're talking about. Damage 5 to 13 bullets to kill, effective range 0 to 15 meters, high rate of fire, reduced damage per shot, and fast damage drop-off. Balanced SMGs, weapons such as ZK383, MP40, Sten, EMP, and Type 100. Damage 4 to 11 and 5 to 12 bullets to kill for the Type 100. So everybody else is 4 to 11 bullets, and the Type 100 is 5 to 12 bullets to kill. Okay. Effective range 0 to 20 meters. SMGs with extended drop-off, easy to use at the cost of lower rate of fire, generally good handling that does not impact range performance. AR SMGs, or at-range SMGs, I'm guessing. Weapons, the MP34, the MAB38, everybody's favorite MAB38. Damage 5 to 8 bullets to kill, effective range 10 to 30 meters. SMGs with reduced damage drop-off at the cost of lower damage output at close range, allows medics to get an extra range on open maps. Assault rifles. Changes affect both minimum and maximum damage roughly equally, reducing close-range performance more than long-range performance when compared to SMGs. The M1907 SF has been revised so that it's now treated like an SMG in order to ensure that Assault keeps a good option for close-range gunplay. Ruby Roll. Damage output 5 to 7 bullets to kill. Effective range 15 to 40 meters. AR with low rate of fire and reduced magazine capacity. Improved damage at long range. STG-44, damage 5 to 8 bullets to kill, effective range 10 to 30 meters. AR with good damage per shot and accuracy, increased rate of fire and magazine capacity help at shorter distances. Sturmgewehr 1.5, damage 6 to 9 bullets to kill, effective range 10 to 30 meters. AR with high rate of fire and reduced damage per shot. M1907 SF, damage 5 to 13 bullets to kill, effective range 0 to 15 meters. High rate of fire AR with increased damage up close and fast damage drop-off. Allows Assault to attain SMG-style gameplay. Breda M1935 PG, damage 5 to 6 bullets to kill, effective range 20 to 50 meters. Hard-hitting burst fire AR, rate of fire rather slow, as is damage drop-off, best used at some distance. LMGs. Changes both affect minimum and maximum damage roughly equally, reducing close-range performance more than long-range performance when compared to SMGs. The FG-42 and the LS-26 are treated like SMGs so that support maintain options for good close-range weapons. Flat damage is applied for the Madsen in order to keep it as good ranged LMG options while being very weak at close range. Oh, that sucks, because have you seen that video that I did? Holy crap, that hipfire was insane. Balanced LMGs, weapons KE7, Bren gun, Lewis gun. Damage 5 to 8 bullets to kill, effective range 10 to 30 meters. LMGs with low medium rate of fire. Decent damage per bullet, giving it similar effect range as the high rate of fire LMGs. Close quarter LMGs, weapons such as the LS-26 and the FG-42. 5 to 13 bullets to kill, FG-42. So for the LS-26, it's 4 to 11 bullets to kill, and the FG-42 is 5 to 13 bullets to kill. Effective range 0 to 15 meters. Medium to fast-firing LMGs with good damage in close range. Fast damage drop-off limits effective range. Handling is not an issue, for the distance of the weapon is designed to be good at. Ranged LMGs, Madison MG. Damage 6 bullets to kill, effective range greater than 20 meters. Highly accurate and controllable LMG. Consistent damage per bullet has them unable to compete at close range, but very strong at long ranges. MMGs. Less recoil adjustments are expected here in order to keep on using it for range limiting, since damage alone won't do at 1200 RPM. Bullet changes put the focus on very short range or weakness at close range, traded for better range capabilities. Close range MMGs. Weapons MG42 and the Vigo. Damage 5 to 13 bullets to kill. Effective range 0 to 20 meters. Very fast firing MMGs with good start damage but fast drop off. Handling needs to limit range further, as the damage drop off alone is partially offset by high rate of fire and large magazine capacity for MMGs. Balanced MMGs. Weapons, MG34, S2 200, and M1922 MG. Damage, 6 to 9 bullets to kill. Effective range, 10 to 30 meters. Medium to fast-firing MMGs with low start damage, but gentler drop-off. Ranged MMGs. Weapons, M1919 A6. Damage, 5 to 8 bullets to kill. Effective range, 20 to 50 meters. Medium rate of fire MMG with good damage per bullet and gentle drop-off. Not the best up close, but good handling and damage drop-off give it better range than other MMGs. Semi-auto rifles. Tweaks are heavily dependent on the specific weapon. Performance is generally reduced at all ranges, but range performance should remain above average for most SARs. M1A1 carbine. Damage 4 to 6 bullets to kill. Effective range 10 to 50 meters. Good magazine capacity, fast reload, very high rate of fire, and low recoil. AG M42. Damage 4 bullets to kill. Effective range greater than 15 meters. With its fixed, decent damage and medium rate of fire, it can take care of enemies at range quickly if landing headshots. Recoil is low, but low magazine capacity and damage per body shot make it unattractive if not going for headshots. Gewehr 1.5. Damage, 3 to 6 bullets to kill. Effective range, 0 to 30 meters. Medium rate of fire and good maximum damage make it very good for close range when combined with its big detachable magazine. Turner SMLE, damage 4 to 5 bullets to kill. Effective range, 15 to 50 meters. Fast-firing SAR with medium damage per bullet, not good at close range or very long range, but the in-between. Mass 44, damage 4 to 5 bullets to kill, effective range 15 to 50 meters, has a longer reload but slightly less recoil and faster bullets make it a bit easier to use. Heavy-hitting SARs, M1 Garand, Carabin 1938M, Gewehr 43, Selbstlader 1916. Damage, 3 to 4 bullets to kill, effective range 20 meters and beyond. Rather slow-firing SARs with good damage per hit and ranged capabilities. Recoil is balanced around magazine capacity and reload, with the M1 Garand coming in very low. Self-loading rifles, changing damage is not viable on SLRs. Adjustments made via reduced rate of fire. So instead of them adjusting other stuff, I guess they're adjusting the rate of fire. Aggressive SLRs, weapon, Model 8 and RSC, damage 2 to 3 bullets to kill, effective range 10 to 50 meters. Slow-firing semi-auto rifles with a very strong bullet, damage drop-off at long range. At closer distances, they can keep up with regular SARs but are less forgiving. Long-range SLRs, weapon, ZH-29, Selbstlader 1906, damage 2 to 3 bullets to kill, effective range 30 meters and beyond. Very slow firing semi-auto rifles with an extremely powerful bullet. They can keep up with or even beat the heavy-hitting semi-SARs, but they are less forgiving to use due to their rate of fire. Shotguns reduce one-hit kill range for almost all ammo types, around 2 meters less. So we're getting a shotgun nerf in a way. Kind of, but let's just see how it plays out. 12-gauge automatic. Effective range 8 meter, base buckshot, fast-firing semi-auto shotgun with rather low effective range. M1897, effective range 9 meters, base buckshot, slow-firing pump-action shotgun with increased effective range. M30 drilling, effective range 10 meters with buckshot base. Triple barrel combination gun. The 2 buckshot barrels can be fired in quick succession and have the best effective range of all shotguns. The rifle barrel fires a unique bullet that is different from slugs and that it can always kill with a headshot. Pistol carbines, mainly reduced damage with increased rate of fire. PO8 carbine, effective range 0 to 20 meters, very fast firing carbine with a generous magazine. Trench carbine, effective range 0 to 20 meters, very fast firing carbine with a massive magazine. Well, that's about it for the weapons. The sniper rifles, the bolt action carbines, and the anti-material rifles. They are not messing with those. There's no further changes have been made with those particular weapons. So here, let's just move on to the rest of this. We got a few more things to take a look at, but as far as the weapons are concerned, that was them in a nutshell. Here's a few for vehicles. Rockets and airborne heavy cannons now have different damage models versus airborne and ground-based targets. In other words, there's going to be a few different damages when it comes to infantry versus the actual vehicles. So highly effective against ground, whilst reduce their effective on targets by separating the damage values that they do onto each target. This also makes them more viable air-to-air weapons while not being a one-hit kill cannon. High skilled and high reward, but balanced. Rockets and airborne heavy cannons no longer easily destroy AA guns on a single pass. However, they are still highly effective against infantry sitting in the AA gun or around it or anywhere else. Rockets and airborne heavy cannons are now entirely splash damage based, meaning that they ignore the angle of attack on armored vehicles and get consistent damage no matter the angle. However, they cannot score critical hits, and only hits to the rear tracks or turret of an armored vehicle will disable those parts. This splash damage change also means that close hits now count for more with rockets, and mean that they will no longer need to directly hit a tank, though direct hits will do substantially better damage. It will require at least 2 passes from an aircraft to destroy a tank from full health. No matter which tank type they are attacking, make sure that you team up to take down vehicles quickly. Spotting changes. Players can now be aware that they are currently being spotted. The minimap edges will now blink, and an additional "You are spotted" text with an icon will be visible for a duration of enemy spot. So you'll know when you're being spotted if you're paying attention to your minimap. If you're like me, I don't ever pay attention to my minimap. I'm notorious for not doing it because I started Battlefield when it was hardcore and we didn't have a minimap, so that's my excuse. I'll just stick with that for now. Reduce spotting duration from spotting scope and eagle-eye traits from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. Reduce spotting flares duration by 20%, now 24 seconds instead of 30 seconds. Reduce spotting flare radius by 25%, which means 22.5 meters instead of 30 meters. So that's really about it. There's a few other changes they've got here where with players above and below you, they'll change that look as well. So there's some little, like I said, there's some little tweaks and little quality of life changes that you're going to notice when it comes out. We're going to go into more detail about this. Me and Mostly Lethal are going to have another little podcast type show, kind of going over some of these smaller little details. Also just talking about it as we've played the game, how it feels, how it functions, what's the difference, do we like them, do we don't like them, and that's it. So is there anything that we missed? Is there anything that you want us to take a look at when we do our long format of this? I just wanted to go over some of the changes, and the most important, I think, to most people was the TTK changes, or the adjustments to the weapons at range, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. I think that's what everybody was interested in. I still don't think that this is a very good explanation. I think that a lot of it is worded weird, and we don't have a lot of detail, so here we are still a couple days before the patch comes out, I guess a day before the patch comes out, and we really don't know until the patch comes out how it's going to work. So there you go. That's it for me. You guys have a great day, and hopefully, I think we'll have a Friday Night Battlefield this week. I'm pretty sure that we will. Things just kind of got crazy with this one here because I basically raced home to start reading the patch notes as soon as they came out and tried to record as quickly as I possibly could. So, alright guys, well thanks again for watching, and we'll catch up with you next time. Until then, bye for now.